Hey, what's going on, legends? There's my mum. That's my beautiful mum. I'm going to really change this chat thingy. Yeah, it's a bit too small. All right, what's going on, my beautiful mumsy, Vandal, Boomerang Girl, Uncle, Sean Bissell, Rhonda, what's going on? What are you legends up to tonight? What's everyone up to this Friday night? Jonathan, what's going on, legend? D. Beal, how are you, legend? Andrew Baird, the Cash Brand man. What are you legends all up to? Just watching shitty football. Three cheese Philly steak before anyone asks. I'll show you how I'm going to do this so I'm not rude. Couple of drinks, that's all. Lisa Mason, how you going? To be honest, I was trying to stay away from media and watching the blacklist. True. Hey Biff, been watching your clips on your channel. All good, mate. Welcome in, Paul David. Paul David Gray. Tex, what's happening, mate? How the beef are you? I'm good, mate. How the beef are you? Little piece of glass. Um, Deb's going to bed. Love the dunny roll. Yeah, I've got a moustache. It's a must. You've moved? Where'd you move? I mean, if you can say, like area. Don't tell me your bloody address. Hey everyone, good evening. What's happening? What's everyone been up to lately? Not much. It's a YouTube. I was going to go to Melbourne today to do some filming, but I had to end up driving my son to his friend's house. So, yeah, I went and bought a vacuum because I needed a new vacuum. And then, yeah, I'm back here and taking off in the morning. Watching the Dockers and St Kilda here in Perth. You know what? I haven't even had a look at the scores. What's the scores? All right, I'm going to attempt to say that, Jessica. But welcome in from Tassie. I'm going to attempt that last name there. Is it like Aitchison? Aitchison? Aitchison. 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 Jessica Aitchison. Welcome in, legend. Hey, how good's Tassie, by the way? When I used to do ghost hunting, all this stuff here, this is my ghost hunting equipment there. If anyone wants to buy any ghost hunting equipment, go to this company here. It's called Spirit Tech. Um, spelled exactly how it is. It sounds Spirit Tech. It's an Australian-owned company. I know the owner personally, and yeah. Anyway, love Tassie. Went ghost hunting there. Took my mum. Aussie True Crime, armchair strategist. What is going on, legend? Soak in really warm water. You know what? This whole time I've been thinking, I know there's this old method. Did I actually get it right? No way. I'll tell you, I'm getting pretty good at this. Wayne, what's going on? Old mate tool pusher, what's going on, legend? Home is where the heart is. You know what? I actually said to myself and my family, like my ideal place to live would be somewhere like Tassie, because my ideal, in my brain, my ideal property is this. Like, say for instance, on this side of my property is the bush, and then like you go through the hills of the bush, and then there's the beach. That would be my ultimate house, like farm property type thing. My ultimate. And Tasmania does not fail to blow your mind. Like if you're just driving through the bush, next thing you know, you're at a fucking beach. It's crazy. Day 7087 says, I'm a Tasmanian. Oh, welcome in all the Taswegians. I'll tell you what though, it is cold there. It's cold there. I stayed in um, Launceston. I stayed in Launceston, like an old prison in Launceston, and like it was smack bang in the middle of the winter. I went there. I took my mum there actually. She stayed there with me, and yeah, that was cold. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, like not. I don't even like. Yeah, I mean, as far away from humanity as possible. I mean that in the most respectful way. But like, that's how my ideal place would be. Like, yeah, just somewhere so far out of everywhere that yeah, it's freezing right now. Like, it's cold right here. I legitimately had a scarf on a moment ago. I had my scarf on when I got home. I took it off. It's cold as Launceston, like Melbourne weather. Yeah. Mr. Jim Webster, what's going on, legend? Oh, Day says they have um, beach views. So when I was a naughty boy, the best house I ever lived in was I lived on right on the beach at Kira Beach in Surfers Paradise, like Coolangatta, and yeah, beautiful place. It was like a 2 bedroom house in like apartment block. It's called Meridian Apartments. It's still there. It's actually beautiful. That was the best house I ever lived in. I lived there with my son, and he used to wake up every morning and say, like, "Dad, this is like a dream. I can't believe this is our house." Our front door was the elevator. It's pretty cool. Like beach views was the best. I'm telling you, we had these curtains too, and like were electric, and they came down and fully like blacked everything out. So like if you had the light off, it was like completely black in there. And then like so the bedrooms, you had like a 180 view from your house, like the lounge room and the 2 bedrooms. You could see straight to the beach, and you could literally throw a rock to the beach. That's how close it is, just over the road, and then bang. Yeah, that was a cool joint. You know what I did? So when I got off my parole, I came back down to Victoria, and I let my mum live there for a bit. She used to ring me up saying the same thing too. She used to say, "This is like a dream house. It's insane." Yeah, naughty times. I'm from Dover, very bottom of Tasmania. Oh yeah, so like I haven't been I really went a lot over Tasmania, but I really stuck to like, well, I don't even know. Like I just was like, um, I know the person who's in charge of the Tasmanian Heritage um, Society, and so they literally gave me the golden key and said you can go to any of our buildings, and they have like 1,600. And yeah, so I was literally just in a high car going zoom, 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 zoom. Brandon John Bonner, in case you forgot. It must be cold. I saw a politician with his hands in his own pocket. Every time, brother. What's going on, Steven? Cordial. Um, yeah, so I really am about to do that, about to go exploring, as a matter of fact. Um, I really think, right, that after this weekend, after doing this filming this weekend, I'm going to take off interstate, and I'm going to go, right? This is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to South Australia. Um, I'm going to stop and see my dad. I haven't seen my dad, right? I swear, the last time I seen my dad was the day I broke his jaw. It's not something that I'm proud of, but I didn't have a very nice childhood. So that was that was literally 27, no, 23 years coming. I think I was actually 24 when it happened. Um, but you know, um, yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. But anyway, I'm going to stop in and see my old man. I haven't seen him in 20 years. He lives near the border on South Australia, and then I'm going to go to I'm going to go to Adelaide, and I'm going to do some investigation filming there. And yeah, guys, there's so much. Really, like I'm really kind of like you guys would know about the family in South Australia. You know, the family. They call them the family murders. But yeah, there really is a dark underbelly in Adelaide, and like it's really, really unspoken about. It's something that you really wouldn't know about unless you went looking into it. Um, and I think that speaks volumes in itself. No disrespect if anyone's from Adelaide. I'm just saying that, like, you know, Melbourne and Sydney get a really good, like, always all over national news. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like the least you hear of is like Adelaide, but it really, really has a deep, yeah. My mum said, "Oh my God, is it that long since you've seen him? I didn't know." Wow. Yeah, mum. I, I'll tell you what. Like, no, actually, so it's 19 years, right? It's 19 years. I'll tell you why it's 19 years, not 20 or 23 years. It's because Ryder's mum was pregnant with Ryder, and it was a comment said about, and keep in mind, like, I lost a child very close to this time, and the comment that my father said, like, literally made me just go, oh, oh. And yeah, that was all I needed to do, and it was game over for that man. But yeah, 19 years. Look, it's not something that I'm proud of. I'm really, really not proud. And like, you know, I tell my children too. Like, mind you, me and my children don't fight, but I tell them all the time. Like, it's something that I regret doing, even though I have that kind of relationship with my dad. I still regret that I did that. You know, I think it's disrespectful. And even though I got my fair share of shit too, but like, still, it doesn't. You know, two wrongs don't make a right type of thing. But thank you, everyone. Welcome in, everyone who I haven't said hello to. Small Bomber, what's going on, legend? Um, yeah, look, do you know what I mean? Like, um, I'm not even going to go into it anymore. I'm not here to, you know, speak poorly of my father. I actually love my father, but like, yeah, it's a dicey situation. We, the community, should hook a weekend and go camping. Damn, imagine that. Imagine that. Look, I think what we should really, really do, right? So actually, I'm doing our first members only live on Sunday night. So we're going to start doing members only lives. Really going to start giving you guys that are paying for memberships, um, you know, um, bang for your buck. And so, yeah, I'll be doing, yeah, a lot more. Um, you know, give you guys some footage as well that, you know, normal subscribers can't see like I used to do. Like I have been doing a little bit of members only content lately, but yeah, I intend to start doing more for you legends and start doing members only lives as well. But don't freak out if you are not a member because we'll always do normal lives. And yeah. Oi, Gunny, a bloody legend. Jonesy Boy says, evening KB. Jonesy Boy says, what's everyone doing? Eating Ritz original for me. Munchies eating crackers with Vegemite and cheese. Oh, damn, I used to do that too. Ritz are good. Great timing, Biff. Just got here. Badoosh, Luke Holt. What's going on, legend? I'm just going to finish this Philly three cheese steak sub quickly. Paul Miller, what's up, mate? Well, I just finished my Philly three cheese steak sub. So my son plays pranks on me when he gets me like subs. And last time, I got a whole sub that was full of chilies. I was like, damn. And this one was full of olives. Dude. Oh damn, that's crazy, KB. Daniel Lawson, what's going on, legend? Uru, uru. Oi, that husky guy, what's going on, brother? Oi, Turbo, what's doing, bro? Oi, I legit love that dude. Yeah, he's one of those people who, when I talk about, hey guys, did you notice that I mirrored the? So anyway, but yeah, I'll talk about the people who I still have respect from prison. That's one of them. That's one of them. I think it's interesting that South Australia state not colonised by convicts. It was known as a free state. True. Didn't know that. Has anybody ever watched 60 Days in it? 60 Days. I can't say that I have, Lorraine. Jonesy boy, what's going on, legend? Yeah, Biff, my godmother, her husband, and my dad. Her husband blew them all away. Damn, that's actually fucking hectic. Yeah, straight back at you, brother. Oi, Lou Culture, bloody legend. That's going up on the stream. Anthony Jenks, what's going on, legend? You know, every time I see, like, I'm pretty sure that's Easy E in your profile picture. Every time I see Easy E, um, yeah, I just automatically start singing NWA in my head every time. Ben Kelly, what's going on? Can you tweak the mic a bit, brother? It's a bit hard to hear you, mate. All right, I'll tell you what I can do. I can go like this. Bang. Tell you what, I'll just turn the music down. I'll come back a little bit closer. There you go. How's that? Hang on. Turn it down. There you go. That should be better. Have you ever done a prank with your kids and it goes too far, hospital stitch, or two the girls have? Yeah, like we actually used to prank all the time. So when I used to do paranormal, my son got me an absolute beauty. So one day we were driving past and there was this box, it was hard rubbish time. There's this box sitting on the side of the road, right? It was an unopened TV, right? And I stopped. I was like, what are the chances that there is a TV in that box? Well, sure enough, there was a brand new TV in that box, unopened, right? So anyway, we get it home. It's a brand new Google TV, right? I'm fucking old fart. Like I didn't know nothing about this shit, right? And so anyway, I'm there on my PC and I'm watching YouTube, yeah. And then next thing you know, like I can see shit happening on my screen. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on here? And then there's this sound that I hate. Like I think it's spooky and I just hate it. And then next thing you know, that sound started playing. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I get my phone out and I start recording. I'm recording like this and going, showing. I was using the it was only a 32-inch screen, but anyway, I was using it as my PC screen at the time. And so I'm going like this with my phone and going like, look at this shit, look what's happening. And I was doing like heaps of paranormal stuff at the time too. And people used to always say to me, you would definitely have attachments like from the places you went to and shit. And yeah, so I'm just thinking that something crazy is going on. Then my son walks out, right? And I'm like, oi, look at this. And then he comes over and he just couldn't hold it. And yeah, gave it away. Anyone seen my wife's cardigan? Nah. Oh, I have intrusive thoughts, yeah, and like my instant like come back to that. Like I'm just so glad that I have a bit of control these days. On your Lango, oi Matthew Aiken, you bloody legend. Sambo Joe, how you going? You seem far back and echoing. That better? That's actually much better. Hang on. Jeez. Like, I actually can't get any closer than that. Got a veranda over the tool shed. I have to sit back. Echoing? Wait, is it echoing for anyone else? Yeah, like, you know what I can actually probably do? Wait, I can actually probably turn it up. Hello. I think I can turn it up. Ah, so I've got echo cancellation on. You know what I'm going to do? I think it's because of this, right? I think it's because I'm going to just try this. Did that just make the microphone louder? Because I literally have my microphone as loud as it can go. I could probably get it a little bit closer if I wanted, like maybe. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I'm so clever. I should. Did that help? Did I have another haircut? No, I didn't. You know what? I was going to do that today, but I didn't. I can actually cut my own hair, and so I was going to buy a set of clippers, and then I was like, oh, the hairdresser's just over there. I'll just go over there. And then I was like, you only got one 2 weeks ago. Don't even worry about it. Right. So that was the issue, right? So I think it was because I was putting the sound through like my PC as well. So I'll do this. And this should help, I think. I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy, but like in my brain, that's what's going on. So we're going to disconnect that. Connect it to this bad boy. And then we're bloody cooking with gas over here. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Sorry. The silence was killing me. Even though it's like me doing the silence. That's better. So I've been practicing on fucking hell. What is that? Like NWA said, fuck the police. Yeah, FTP all the way. Thank you, legend. Boosh. Now there's a hum. Oh my God, I can't win. Yeah. Can we help our veterans, Biff? You know, I would love nothing more than to be able to do something to help our veterans. So many homeless veterans on our streets. It's actually very sad, if you ask me. Oh, thank you, Scott. Do you know? Thank you, legend. Boosh. Audio is fine. Sweet. Thank you, brother. Listen to Vandal. The phone is causing it to hum. Huh. Wait. I swear in the old... Is that making the microphone hum? Let me see something. Special code here. Weird. Move your phone. Phone moving momentarily. trying to find. But okay, fair enough. All right, conversation over. Phone is moved away from the microphone. Microphone is moved further away from the phone. Been there all along. One moment, legends. Gina Reinhart's going to build new homes for all the new home. Gina Reinhart going to build new homes for all the homeless veterans. I don't know why I had so much trouble reading that. Wasn't it Body Count that sang "Fuck the Police"? No. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Young got a bag because of Brown. Door needs some WD-40. I know. Do you know what? So I walked into the studio the other day when I was on the phone. Someone goes, "What the fuck was that sound?" Hang on. Is that better? There you go. That is going to be... Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's just forget about the microphone. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just alleviate this problem completely. You ready? The microphone is fine. We're going to stop that now. All right. Ice-T song was Cop Killer. That's right. Did you know? True story. So when Fuck the Police came out, the day that they done the single of Fuck the Police, it got taken off every shelf. So if you were able to get that single, and then they done the same thing with the album as well, because that had the song on it, and so very few people were able to get that original album. You got to think that song came out in the 1980s, and for people to be singing that in the 1980s, yeah, you can imagine it was always going to draw attention. Yeah, look, that's about as good as we're going to get it anyway. Packs of M&Ms for 50 cents is ludicrous. Very good. Very, very good. Ice tea was body count, correct. Johnny Rotten, love. Oh, what a legend. Exposed Jimmy Savile in the 70s, but was silenced. Oi, Sex Pistols are the best. Johnny Rotten, Sid Vicious was my favourite, actually. How is Ryder? No, he's really good. I just took him to stay with his friend today, so he's kicking it at his friend's house for a couple of days. Oi, boosted Forerunner. What's going on, legend? Still seem far away. Hold on a minute. Let me fix this issue we're having. Do you know what I'm going to do, right? So after this live, I'm not going to do it now, but I'll move the microphone location so I can move it more towards me. Yeah, that should be bang on right there, actually. Look, we can even see it. Little wonder there is a lot of dirt rust in Emerson. Correct. Oi, John Doe, what's going on, legend? Is that a Grand Theft Auto profile picture? What about Heart Barracuda? God save the Queen. It's a fascist regime. No, I love it. It'll make me a martyr. No, I really, really, I like a lot of the old punk music, you know. I'm lucky enough to have seen, obviously not the Sex Pistols, I'm not that old. But I seen probably the oldest punk band that I probably seen was probably NoFX, Bad Religion, which is older than them. So Bad Religion is definitely the oldest punk band that I seen. I seen Black Flag as well, actually. They're pretty old. Yeah, Pennywise. Yeah, that's about it. The early GTA was sick. Oh, I can remember when GTA first came out and it was like bird's eye view. You were like this. It was before it was what's it, fucking third person mode or whatever you fucking call it. But yeah, I remember when it was bird's eye view. It was pretty cool actually. Oi, Frenzel Rom. You know what? I seen Frenzel Rom a few times actually. All we need is a punch in the face. Punch in the face. Yeah, they were good. Even I seen Jebediah. I wouldn't say they were punk, but yeah, they were pretty cool. Leaving home. Life was never good to me. You can't work it out. Yeah, leaving home. Lona Stoner, what's going on, legend? Top down GTA 1 and 2. There you go. You are not my friend, yeah. I gave Henry a hug at RR performance space a while back. Oh yeah, mad. Oi, Henry Rollins. I actually think he's a bit of a legend. If you ask me, he's he's done a bit, and yeah, he actually played a pretty cool character in Sons of Anarchy. Calda, what's going on, legend? Did I miss Binksy? What's going on? Oi, so all right. What is it called? Fuck. There's like, I don't know if it's fake or real. So, what's it called? And like everyone's saying it's not real, but just because, oh, fuck. I don't practice Santeria, ain't got no crystal ball. When I had $1,000,000, but would I spend it on if I can find that Hannah? When that Sancho that she found, well, I'd pop a chat. Fuck. Sublime. Everyone's saying it's fake because it says Sublime's playing, but here's the truth. Sublime are touring right now because, yes, the lead singer of Sublime did overdose in the 90s, but his son is now the lead singer of Sublime and they are touring the world again. So, I don't know. What's it called? Festival Hall was mad. Do you know what was mad though too? The corner in Richmond. If you know, you know. Like man, I seen so many like big punk and metal bands play in that small room and deafened and like just blown away. It's pretty good. Seen on the same night, I seen they sing Hero. Fuck. Rise Against. So I seen Rise Against and Raise Fist at the corner. The corner was mad. That's where I saw Ice-T. Yeah, oi, the corner was good. The corner was the best in the day. It really, really was. I seen Fear Factory on Tuesday in Brisbane. Oh, yeah, mad. I was banned from the corner in Richmond, the Demon Drink. Yeah, look, I've been kicked out of there a couple of times myself, to be honest. I remember one time we were there at the corner, and then after we'd finished, like there was like this I don't even know what you called it, but there was like a yuppie bar, right? And it had like an open window, and there's like all these like dudes just like drinking there, but like all in suits and shit like that. And then me and all my mates walk past. We're like literally covered in tats, and just we were like, "Where's the bar around here?" And they're like, "This is a bar." We were like, "Oh yeah, sweet as." And so we go in there, and they're like, "Oh no, you can't come in here." And we're like, "What? What do you mean we can't come in here? Why can't we come in here?" They're like, "You're not dressed appropriately." I'm like, "What are you talking about? We just came out of that what do you call it? Franchise? No. Fuck. Anyway, we just come out of that bar. Why can't we come into this one?" And yeah, bit of a shindig out the front. Little Kimmy, what's going on? My mum says Uncle Bluey used to drink at the corner until it became a young person's pub. Had to drive him home a few times. Oh, rest in peace, Uncle Bluey. Yuppie bar. I don't know what to fucking call it. Is it like people dress like me, drinking out of wine glasses and shit? But we were just like, yeah, let's go here. Establishment. I don't even think that's the word I'm thinking of. Yes. Yvette Proctor says out of that establishment. Yeah, look, I think that was the word. I started going to the depot in Richmond. Yeah, see, I really only went there, like, back in my raving days when we used to go raving and that. I went to a few private raves in Richmond. In like, what they used to do is they would get like restaurants, they would hire out restaurants, and they would put away all the tables and chairs, and then and like if they were an upstairs restaurant, and then you just have this private rave in there, and then they just reopen business the next day, and yeah. Oh, on you, Kimmy. Tell us a chopper story. Look, I don't have many. Um, is all I've told you all the story about, you know, when he was hiding from his wife, and the kid was driving around, standing out of the sunroof of the car, and he's like, "Go and fucking hide me, hide me. Don't if fucking she comes to the door, don't say I'm here." And the kid was literally driving with his fucking like driving around, standing on the fucking console and hanging out of the sunroof, yelling out, "Chopper, come home! Chopper, come home!" Literally saying Chopper, not Dad. And yeah, it was pretty funny. And to see that man like dart off like that and try and hide as soon as he heard it, it was great. But yeah, another time, I met him, and like something had happened with me and my mate. My mate must have told him about it, and he goes, "Nah, you're all right, young fella." He goes, I think you're all right." So the chopper that you see on TV, and in the Chopper movie and all that is like a character. Like Chopper was Chopper, yeah, but like after the Chopper movie came out, he really enhanced. Very smart, like he really enhanced his chopperness. So when you were in Chopper's orbit, he wasn't really like exactly out of the movies as you would imagine, but very much like that, very straightforward, very like witty with humor and stuff like that. But yeah, it was very dulled down. Do you know what I mean? And this was when I used to see him was before he was diagnosed with cancer. So I'm tipping he had it at that time. He just didn't know. So he was kind of like, yeah, just in full chopper mode still. And well, where I used to see him too, and yeah, yeah, he grabbed me and he took me around to his merchandise store and he gave me this. I'll have to get it, and I always say this when I talk about it. Grant, I want that picture back. So, my mate Grant was hanging on to it because I was on the run. I knew I was going to get locked up, and literally 3 days later, I got locked up for 9 years. So, but he's still got it, and it's a picture of Chopper like licking a meat cleaver, and it says like "To Biff, stick fat, stay staunch, never plead guilty, love Uncle Chop Chop." And yeah, I was like, oh fuck, that's mad as, bro. Like that would be so good to have here and like stick up in the on the wall there. I'm out of here, guys. I hope you all have a good night, happy weekend, good night. Love you, mumsy. Chopper tried to sell his nuts to my uncle Bar. Oh, I'll tell you something, right? Chopper was literally a marketing genius, and if Chopper became like after the Chopper movie, if that came out 2 years ago, and this was today, he would be a fucking worldwide. He is already, but like even better. Like if social media was is what it is now back then, like Chopper Reed would be a superstar because he was an absolute marketing genius, and yeah, he had his head on everything. Chain Matt, what's going on, legend? Prince Phillips, grandnephew, Aequi. I met him when I was 6.5 when I went to see my dad. There you go. I met him. I met him with my mate who's passed away now. Rest in peace, Frankie Waghorn. My mum actually knew Frankie too. Um, but yeah, rest in peace, Frankie. I met him with Frankie. Him and Frankie were like best mates actually, and Chopper talks very highly of Frankie in his books. And yeah, Frankie was a good mate of mine and my brother's actually. I actually met Frankie through my older brother. Used to have Christmas lunch with him, like when my brother was locked up too, and used to have Christmas lunch. Like Frankie used to put this big fucking Christmas lunch on for everyone, and like people would invite their families, and there'd be this big spread on, like fucking like roast pork, roast beef, roast lamb, apple sauce, gravy, like the whole works. It was fucking crazy, and he would pay for it all himself. Yeah. I missed the first bit there, Calder. Hey, I'm a bit impulsive. Yeah, ADHD feels it at the moment, and both. Yep, me too. That's mine as well. A lot of people don't even know about that diagnosis, Calder. But yeah, night, Nick, you bloody legend. But I say this all the time when I talk about Chopper, right? Regardless of him like putting on a bit of a show for the cameras and whatnot, he was still exactly who he was, right? And I'm telling you, it doesn't even matter what anyone says. Like people will say, oh, he was a fucking dog. He used to work for the fucking screws. He used to work for the jacks. all this shit, right? Like, none of that's ever really been proven. But I also say this, not one of them would have said it to his face in Pentridge prison. He was absolutely one of the most fucking feared people in there. But let's also not get it twisted, right? The time, that time in Pentridge was one of the most deadliest prisons in the world. Like, people were losing their life a lot. A lot of people committing hurry and, like, yeah, just crazy accidents in the shower and stuff like that. Pentridge prison is like, I still think now that it's been closed for, well, it's been closed for 30 years this year. Pentridge has been closed for 30 years this year. And so I still think that it would hold the record for the most deaths out of any prison. And Barwon's been open for 30 years now. Port Phillip was open. Well, everyone that left Pentridge went either to Port Phillip or to Barwon, and that's just how it went. Like, they were built around the same time. Obviously, Port Phillip is a private prison. Barwon is a government prison, but that's where everyone went. Everyone either went to Port Phillip. They built two maximum security prisons. But here's the truth: a lot of people don't know this either. So when they first built Barwon, they actually used to have females there too, and at certain times of week, the males and females, if they were well behaved, could go and associate with each other on the oval where you play cricket and football at Barwon. Very, very early days. You could imagine where that ended up. Do you know what I mean? Like, here's a bunch of people that haven't seen either sex for X amount of time. You can imagine people were getting very busy very quickly, and pregnancies were happening and all that kind of shit. And they canned that very early on. All jails are haunted. Fucking oath. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. All jails are haunted. You've got to, like, not even like people that have been, like, taken out in jail. Like, people die in jail, like, for other reasons. Like, people overdose. People try and sneak drugs in and can't get them out, and they overdose because they explode in their stomach. I seen one of the craziest things happen one day, and we all got fucking quizzed over it. But once the fucking footage came out, and thank God that this happened at fucking MRC and not at Port Phillip, or every one of us would have been on trial for what happened, right? So this guy was my next door neighbour. I was at Port Phillip. I was at MRC, and I was in Burnside unit, which at the time they only had 2 units in B yard, and they only had 2 units in A yard, and they had like 3 or 2 units in C yard, and then the cottages in C yard back then, right? It was quite small. And yeah, so anyway, I was just walking out of my cell, right? I just walked out of my cell, and I seen, like, so the old dude, it turns out an old guy lived right next to me, right? And I used to look after him like he was old. Yeah, he was about fucking 70 something years old, but he was pretty agile. He used to come out and play pool with us and shit. And I remember I just walked out of my cell. It was like first thing in the morning, yeah. And I just walked out of my cell, and I'm standing there yawning, but I'm hanging onto my door like this, right? And then next thing you know, I see the door next door just come fucking bang, flying open, right? If you hit them doors hard, they are solid steel, right? When they fly and hit that wall, it's loud. You can fucking hear it, and it's loud, yeah? And so then next thing you know, this old guy comes out backwards, and he's going, and fucking he'd lost his feet, right? but the pool table was right there. So the pool table was right there, like, so literally I walked out of my cell and the pool table was right there in front of mine and this old dude's cell, right? And so at MRC, they only have 2 cells up the end of the unit and then they have more cells down the side of the unit. So this was one of those. We were the only 2 cells at the end of this unit, yeah? And so he's going, and then just loses feeding and fell back and like right on the corner of the fucking pool table, right? And right there. And it literally, like, I don't even know how much I can say here, but it literally peeled his top off and fucking brown bread, old man. And I'm literally standing there going, what the fuck? And yeah, I'm going like, fucking sir, miss, sir, fucking look, what the hell? Obviously me being me, right? Like, I'm like, boof, locked down straight away. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm smashing the door saying I didn't do nothing. And yeah, like, so anyone that was around got locked down. It wasn't just me, but because I was right there and like I fucking seen everything, I was like, what the fucking sir, miss, quick. And like, yeah, there was nothing could be done. Like, it was quite fucking gruesome, actually. So yeah, crazy things happen in prison. And like, that old dude, that was sad actually, because like, man, what a way to go, man. Like, seriously. And it turns out, right, this is what had happened. He'd got up off the toilet and had turned around, but had had a shower before, right? And so the floor was slippery, mustn't have had a towel down or something like that. And like, had got up and gone to flush the toilet, had fallen back, fell back into the door. That's what sent the door bang flying open, and then yeah, fell back and bang right on the corner. Jails in NZ is heavy. Hey, look, I'll tell you something. Like, you know, in my time, you know, I've met a lot of people in prison that have done, you know, jail or prison, whatever you say. But literally every prison in Australia is called prison, yeah? We just call it jail. I don't know why. Like, literally, I'll name off all the prisons if you like. Port Phillip Prison. HMP, which means Her Majesty's Prison, Barwon. Every prison is called a fucking prison, not a jail. Back in the day, they used to be called a jail with a G. Jaol, not Joal, goal. Jail. Jaol. That's where it comes from. Do you want to know where the word screw comes from? I'm going to tell you anyway. The word screw comes from back in the day, right? So back in the day, handcuffs used to be like D-shackles, right? And so what they would do is they would put the handcuffs on and they would have a nut, and the nut, they would screw it as tight as they could with whatever tool they had, and then they couldn't get out of it, right? They would screw the nut in, and so that is how screws got their name, screws, because of those handcuffs. My mates have a band called Jailed. That's mad. Legend, you know it will blow you away. I worked with an ex-screw from Silverwater and literally disclosed his mate's food in the Mother Western Sydney. What the hell? Oi, MJ, sorry, mate, I didn't even see you there, mate. I've been on a bloody roll. And Calder, see you, legends. Oh my God, Biff. The guy hitting his head. I'm confused. Maybe a little bit more. I'm confused there on that one. Beardy. I'll call you Beardy because that's what I call my mate that's got that last name. Beardy. Two brothers, actually. Wonder if you're related. Have you got any cousins called Dion? Be right back in a couple of minutes. Got to sort some food. No worries. I'm going to chuck a little bit of Muzo on. Rough stuff in jail, 100%. Cast crew 117 watching. Press the like button. Only 55 have. Yes, legends. If you guys have just joined and you haven't pressed the like button and you guys enjoy the Chaos Chronicles, smash that like button. Would be muchly appreciated, legends. Bluetooth it. Badoosh. Never been, never go. Never go. Tell them what BOSS stands for. Bag of sloppy shit, bag of sheep shit, big old sack sucker, big old schlong. Anyway, you get the drift. Craig Watson, what's going on, legend? Wilfred is back on Netflix. Oi, no shit. No shit. I've been watching it. I haven't watched it. It's been back on Netflix for a little bit now. Yeah, Wilfred's great. Wilfred's the best. Screw. Yeah, so they call. Thank you, Lango. Oosh. So they call screws, right? Because back in the day, they used to put handcuffs on, which were like D shackles, yeah? And so they would go over like this, and then they would have like the little thing that comes up over the bottom, and then it would have like that thing was like on a swivel, so it only had one screw. And then they would swing it over, bang, fucking push it up, and then screw the nut tight as they could, because obviously they thought back in the day there's no way the prisoners are going to get this undone. Anyway, because they used to screw it in tight, that's why they were called screws. Are you related to Christopher Hughes? So if you tell me what area that person is from, I will be able to tell you if I am or I'm not. So I do have relatives that have that name, but I also have people, right, that have my same last name that used to do prison, because my brother's done a lot of prison as well, yeah, same as me. So people used to claim to be me and my brother, our brothers, all the time. Even people with not our last name, like it would happen all the time. Like someone would come back from say a B rating jail, right? We're not allowed to B rating jail. So, and people would say, "Oh yeah, I was just with your brother at Fulham," and I'd be like, "My brother's at fucking Barwon." They'd be like, "No, your brother at Fulham, fucking rah rah rah." Stall? Nah. So listen, I do have family in Stall, believe it or not. Funny you say that, but it's actually like not that side of the family. So yeah. Biff, do you have animals? I do. I showed my dog on last night's live. And I'll get him back in shortly. Oh, he bloody dickhead. I made a rule yesterday. I'm like, I'm not eating in my office anymore. Josh McLean, what's going on? Go Tigers, reckons. Let's go, Carlton. No disrespect, but how you going, legend? I saw a doco on terrible Tom Silverstein, how him and another inmate killed two screws using homemade keys to unlock the handcuffs. So I do have family Rowville way. So if someone has my last name around that part of Melbourne, you know, Rowville, Ferntree Gully, stuff like that, they are more than likely my family, yes. That's where most of my family is from, that area. So all my dad has 8 brothers, and so they all grew up Ferntree Gully. And then obviously they all had kids and rah rah rah. And my dad's got a million cousins as well because all of his like family had fucking a million kids. So yeah, my dad and his brothers actually almost got charged for trying to rob the Ferntree Gully Bank back in the day. They were only kids, but yeah. And so they actually weren't going to do that. But like what had actually happened was they were going back home and they were kicking the football and the football went on the roof of the bank, yeah. And so obviously all buffheads, my dad and his brothers, so they've fucking all got up on the roof. A couple of them stayed down and a couple fucking got up on the roof to get the football, but the bank was open. It was during bank hours. And so the bank obviously thought, fuck, someone's trying to get into the bank through the roof. Like, you got to think, this is when my dad was a kid, yeah? My dad's fucking, like, oh, fuck, my dad's 70 this year. My dad's actually 70 this year. Damn. Yeah, my dad's 70 this year, I think. Yeah. My dad was born in 1956. It means he's 70 this year. I may have been friends with some back in school, Biff, mid 90s, small world. I'll say this, yeah. I'll say this. If the names like Harry or Muscles or if those names ring a bell, like they were pretty big names. Like um, my dad's cousin actually got done in the 80s with one of the biggest amphetamine busts in its time. And yeah, they had a pretty big name in the area. So my dad's best mate was Dave Russell. My dad was best mate at Dave's wedding, and yeah, my dad was actually engaged to Dave Russell's sister before he met my mum. Sorry, mum, if you're still here, but like it's not like it didn't happen. Mum doesn't care anyway. But yeah, my dad was engaged to her before my mum. So if you don't know who Dave Russell is, Dave Russell was the intercontinental world champion from Australia, boxer. But he was also a bouncer at a lot of the big pubs in that area. Like if you know, you would definitely have heard of Dave Russell if you're from that area from the 90s. That's exactly when he was the biggest bouncer. How is Dave Russell these days? You know what? I'm not even joking. I'll be honest. The last time I see Dave Russell would have been 30 years ago. Him and my dad also used to work together. They used to work at BFI, the truck company, and they used to have this truck fucking thing every year. It was like truck drags, and they used to get, what was it called? This fucking truck was fast. The Bandag Bullet, IBO World Cruiserweight Champion. That's right. Yep. Pull up, Biff. What do you mean? I haven't spoken about anything. If you're talking about what I said, my dad's cousin got done with. He got done with it. It's not like I'm telling secrets here. I don't get it, bro. I knew Harry Hughes in Cockatoo back in the day. Oi, that's exactly who I'm talking about. Yep, that's my cousin. His dad, his dad is Muscles. Back then, I don't recall hearing about their family. Maybe coincidence. LB. Oh, yep, yep. I was working stylist back then. Bullshit. Fuck. I used to go to stylist. Oi, we used to travel all the way from Cranbourne to go to stylist when we fucking first turned 18. And then it closed down. Fuck. That's mad that you just said that. That's like fucking brought back some of the craziest fucking memories from that joint. Um, my cousin actually ended up being a security guard there, which was crazy. Um, but we used to get in for free. Nah, you're all right, bro. Yeah. I'll tell you right. My uncle. So my dad's brother back then. You might remember this from Cockatoo. So there was the pet shop, right, and there was a house that was connected to the pet shop across the road from right now. I think in Cockatoo, it's like a food works or something like that. Anyway, there used to be a pet shop there with a house connected onto it. And so my uncle used to live in that house that was connected to the pet shop in Cockatoo. Um, I can't remember exactly where fucking Harry and Muscles lived in Cockatoo. Um, I was pretty young back then. Um, maybe. Nay. I will neither confirm nor deny. Yeah, Dave worked the White Dog in Lilydale too. Yeah, he used to work at like the Harp and the fucking Strand. Um, fuck, what are some other joints from around there? What was that joint on fucking White Horse Road? I think it was called the White Horse. Was it maybe? I think it was called the White Horse actually. And then there was the other joint on just out of Rowville on Ferntree Gully Road, and there was like if you're heading towards like say fucking Waverley Park, where Waverley Park used to be, the pub used to be. It was the nightclub used to be on the right hand side. If you came off now, like say if you came off now, the southeastern freeway heading towards like where Waverley Park used to be, Mount Waverley, and fuck, it used to be on the corner of Ferntree Gully Road and fuck, can't remember. Oi, Skulls and Bones, Night Legend, Badoosh. bloody stylists. I'll tell you what, we're showing our age there, peoples. But no, I had some actually really, really good times in Stylus. I actually really, really thoroughly enjoyed that place. And for me, like if you remember Stylus, it was just like something out of a movie. You went through them doors and there was stairs and you could fucking there was podiums and it was just insane. Oi, there used to be this other fucking joint right before Stylus and it used to be underage. It used to be, I'm pretty sure it was before Stylus was called Stylus. It was called something to do with a rose. Help me out here. The Middle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah, the Middle. Springy Hotel. Fuck, man. Oh yeah. I fucking got in big trouble in Springvale one night and there at the strippers. I'll tell you what, that's a different world of strippers. No disrespect, ladies in the chat, but the different there, mate. Different. Yeah, we all got kicked out of there anyway. But yeah. Oi, Bushy, what's going on? Village Green. Nah, I never went there. So like I said, all my dad's family was from around there. So I had cousins and shit that were from around there and from Muralbark and shit like that. And so we used to go out there sometimes, you know. But yeah, we generally used to go. Um, we used to drink at the Prince Mark in Dandenong, right, in Doveton, because like we always were the most rowdiest fucking group of blokes, and we used to drink at the Prince Mark, like because we used to go to Hallam. The Hallam Hotel used to be open on Thursday nights till until Friday morning 5 a.m. That was the best too. I've seen some fucking cool bands at the Hallam actually. Biff unfolding, love you, bro. No worries, legend. Straight back at you, budoosh. Upway. Users were always connected to the cop shop. Yeah, look, we're known to be buffheads, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, I've got a family tree of fucking lunatics, that's for sure. I think my family tree's on fire or something. I don't know. Anthony, what's going on, legend? Oi, Yoni, what's going on, legend? Late night Biff fascinating us. It's Friday night, mate. We do this every Friday night. Anthony Holland, oi, what's going on, legend? Good chat last night, bro, on your live. I jumped over on TikTok to have a look, and Anthony was live on TikTok. Oi, Hosie's Tavern. That's what it was called. Fucking Hosie's. Do you ever think about the shanking that happened? Which one? I don't know which shanking you're talking about. Oi, no one get rid of this. I need to know the answer to this. Are you talking about me being stabbed, or are you talking about like something that I may have done? Because I will say no comment. Congrats on your milestone. Oi, thank you, legend. Fucking oath. Thank you. Big day. It's a big milestone for me. No need for bottle openers in Hosie's Tavern. Oi, you know which was a fucking wild joint too? It was called the Spotswood underneath the Westgate Bridge. Fucking Jesus. That joint was different too. Coffin Cheaters, Middle Hotel. Yeah, they used to fucking have a bit to do with the strippers in Danny and that too back in the day, I believe, allegedly. Listen, I don't know. I can't tell you what happened to any clubs. I wouldn't know. Oi, Kittens in Frankston. Michael Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzmichael. Fuck, that sounds like something that happens at the Peel. Best thing about the members only live is that traps have to. Yeah, that's right. The Wheelers Hill. Oh my God, that's what it was called. The fucking Wheelers Hill. That's what I'm trying to think of. That was on the corner of Ferntree Gully Road and fucking what road is it? The Wheelers Hill. That's what I'm trying to think of. That joint was mad. Oi, Jackson Jetson. Thanks for all you do, Biff. We love you. Oi, straight back at you, legend. Buttles. I'm going to smash that on the screen. Bang. Thank you, legend. You may remember a very tall, dark bloke used to pop in at Stylus. It was JD, World Heavy Champion, the supervisor for Australian Crowd Control. There you go. Believe it or I'm not a fan of you. I'm just not your club. I'm not with a club, mate. I don't represent any brand except for the Chaos Chronicles. It is the only brand I represent, my friend. I don't represent no gang, no club, no nothing. I represent Biff. And that's it. Corner of Giles Road. Was that it? Ferntree Gully and Giles Road? I can't remember. I just knew it was on Ferntree Gully Road. I remember one night I got kicked out before I'd even went in there because I was doing doughies in the car park and all the fucking bouncers came out like I thought they were literally like locked me in the car. And yeah, I was there with one of my mates and it was actually his dad's work ute. And yeah, he's like, please, bro, these dudes are going to smash the windows. And yes, I just took off. That's it. I represent one. That's it. I represent exactly. I represent the Chaos Crew. Everyone here represents that crew. We are the Chaos Crew, the number one chat community on YouTube worldwide. Get a dog up, yeah. Hey, bro, do you ever open the Steam up for discussion using StreamYard? So, I used to use StreamYard before I started using Restream. But I'm practicing, I forgot the name before, I'm practicing OBS at the moment. And I've got a lot of things going on there. So you guys can actually do like voice chat, yeah? So you can write a chat that will come through my speaker and I'll hear it, you know? I don't know what it's called. What's the most cook shanking you witnessed, if that's allowed? I'll tell you one of the most craziest ones I witnessed was when someone at Barwon had rocked up, and I've told this many times, right? So when things happen at Barwon, they happen when people get there, and that's just how it happens there. So like there's no time wasting if someone, and you know the day before someone's coming, that they're coming. Like you know that they're coming before they even know that they're coming. You find out that morning where you're going. Sometimes a screw will come that night and say, oh, you're fucking off to Barwon or you're off to Port Phillip tomorrow, you know? But like usually they're not allowed to do that. But like, yeah, so you usually don't find out until that morning. But like the billets find out who's coming the day before because the induction billets, which are the billets that, get coffees ready for the blokes that get off the bus from other jails. Some of them have been on the bus all the way from fucking, like, say, Fulham, which is fucking hours away. And yeah, so the billets have to clean up all that area and get coffee and sandwiches ready for them, right? So they know who's coming. So on this day, this guy knew they used to be really best mates, right? And then while one of them was locked up, I'm not going to use any names, but while one of them was locked up, the other one was sleeping with the other one's girl. And so that was, like, obviously a big no-no. And, like, it was known, like, so old mate knew, and other old mate was paranoid that he knew. And so anyway, what the bloke that was doing the cheating actually tried to sneako the bloke whose girl he was cheating on, right? So the day he got there, he was like, I know that I'm going to get fucking taken out, so I'm just going to go to take out this dude right now. And so what actually happened was, so the dude he went to take out couldn't have been any more ready for this situation. He actually set a trap and worked a fucking treat. So he just, like, pretended like he was doing fucking chin-ups on the fucking chin-up bars at Bowen. And then old mate walks around. Old mate jumps down, pretends like he's grabbing a towel to wipe his face. Old mate gets to, like, right there, about to sneak on him. Old mate pulls out a big shank and just fucking Jesus Christ, mate. And me, like, we were walking around the track at the time, and so the sneako attack backfired big time because the guy was so ready for it. And the guy that did the sneako got fucking shank sandwiches fed literally through the neck. He was neck fed sandwiches. That's about as much as I can say. That was one of the fucking... Look, I've seen fucking 150, maybe more. I don't know. So many over the years. Like, sometimes, and I'm not even exaggerating, sometimes there would be like 3 or 4 or 5 stabbings in one day. Like, say, for instance, if someone takes someone out from that crew, well, then that crew's got to retaliate, right? So I've seen it happen like that, and seen about 5 stabbings in the same day. And, like, yeah, it's not uncommon to see a stabbing every single day in a maximum security prison environment. Now, not all of these stabbings go reported. Like, when I got stabbed in jail, I didn't fucking go to medical. My cellmate wanted me to go to medical because I was stabbed right there. And yeah, I told him if he presses the button, because he said, I'm going to press the button and call medical and we'll lock down. And I said, bro, if you call that button, they will be helping you when they get here. I promise you, do not do that. And but yeah, so many stabbings, people get stabbed, and, like, I can tell you now how to, like, stop a good wound from bleeding, and it's going to make you guys go boof, right? So spider webs will stop bleeding and clot blood. So, like, people know that have been stabbed to just go and fucking usually tell someone else to go collect some fucking dusty old fucking spider webs, I swear to God, because they stop blood. And also, back when smoking was allowed, so cigarette ash will stop bleeding and clot blood. So will help to clot blood. And yeah, I've seen so many people get I've seen this guy. This is the last stabbing I'm going to talk about. I've seen this guy. Well, I didn't see it, but I seen him after it. I was in Scarborough South. He was in Scarborough North. And he got stabbed by 2 different guys, right? He got stabbed like 12 times. Now, this guy, I won't say his name, but he was old school, had been around for a long time, but people were starting to talk like maybe he's fucking a little bit too friendly with the screws, and, just crazy shit was happening. People were starting to go, oh, this guy's a bit sus, That guy refused, right? That guy refused to the point where he literally made it, like, I think it was 8 days after the stabbing, and then literally dropped dead in the yard from septicemia. And by the grace of whatever, they were able to bring him back, and he actually survived that. But like, he dropped dead in the yard because he refused to go to medical and tell the screws that he was stabbed. And this guy got messed up. Yeah, crazy. Mick Smith, you bloody legend. Hey, listen, one thing you can say, at least the trolls aren't as bad when we're doing a 19x6 live instead of a 6x19 live, like a vertical live. Yeah, for some reason, it just attracts the absolute winners. "100% brother, new career progression, cancelling support, inmates released." Do you want to know something? That is like a dream of mine, because there's nothing. There's nothing for the boys and girls that are released from, the men and women rather, that are released from prisons. Like, I say boys, my boys in prison, and the girls say my girls, so that's why I said that. But anyway, there's nothing for the men and women who are released from prison. Like, there's fucking small outreach. This is what I don't understand, yeah? I don't understand this. I'd done a 9-year sentence, and I couldn't get a house through the prison fellowship or fucking the Salvation Army. And then yet some muppet comes in and does a fucking month and a half and claims he's a fucking hero in his town probably, and gets a fucking house. It's like, I don't understand it. It's like they help the people that don't need it. Which YouTube channels do I usually watch? Do you know, you guys can go into my channel and it will actually show you what YouTube channels I watch. But I usually watch, so I like watching a few of the American podcasters that do what I do. I like Ian Bick. I think that he's a bit of a dude, and he's like a he, he really doesn't look like, but the guy really has done everything he says, and like, he really does look like fucking fucking what's his name, McLovin. He really does look like McLovin, but I respect the dude, and he gets some good guests on there. I like watching Lockdown 23-1. That guy was the first guy to start doing jail content, prison content on YouTube. So I just show that my allegiance to that guy, like respect, because he was the first one that started doing that. So I watch a bit of him as well. I watch a lot of like, as you guys know, I've said we're going to do some traveling here in Australia, and then I'm nicking off. We're getting out of Australia, and I'm going to take you guys with me, and we're going traveling. And so fuck, Mark P, what's going on? You got beanies, Biff? Yes. So on my OG store, I've got beanies. Gravity, a bloody legend. Bang, Gravity hits hard. Why and when did they stop smoking in jails? You're the best, Biff. Thank you. You're the best legend. On the screen it goes. So it happened, if I remember correctly, May the 15th, 2015. Yeah, it happened way back then. Buddy, I work bank, incarcerated 6 months, bank account in debit 6 months, is deactivated. I'm so working to have financial counselors, to have delegation to open bank accounts for the boys. Oi, that's legit. Do you know what? There's like, I literally just got my license back, and thank God, because I was caught in this loop of this catch 22 of You need ID to get a birth certificate, and you need a birth certificate to get ID. So if you have neither of those, you are quite literally, screwed with your pants on. Oi, Gracie, you bloody legend. July 2015, New South Wales. Oi, it was the same day. So it must have been July. It must have been July. I think, because what they did, they actually stopped selling smokes for a little while before they stopped the smoking. So if you had smokes, and trust me, people were storing smokes, and they were also getting brought in by every second screw. But yeah, they stopped the smokes being sold at the canteen, I think a month before they stopped the actual smoking. And then they handed out all the fucking nicotine patches, and yeah. Let's go, Gracie. It is hard, but I'll tell you a little secret, yeah? A lot of people don't know this. If you've got a mother or father that obviously, not everyone has their mother or father on their birth certificate. That's why I'm saying this. If your mother and father are on your birth certificate and they have a birth certificate, you can use their birth. They have to do it though. You can ask your mum or your dad to go on to the births, deaths, and marriages online, because there's not even an open births, deaths, and marriages anymore. It's all online. So, yeah, and that's what they can do. They can go on there, and there's an option. It says get a birth certificate for myself, or get a birth certificate for someone else. Yeah, they have to click that someone else option, and then your mum and dad, if they've got their birth certificate still with all of their details, they can get it for you. No worries. Patches were the best. I hated them, bro. I fucking hated them. They made the unit stink. And I just sort of, you know what? If I'm honest, I thought it was weak. I thought I'd see people and they'd walk out of a cell and they just stink like fucking putrid tea bags. And no disrespect to anyone who did smoke fucking nicotine fucking patch laced tea in prison. But I used to think it was weak. I used to sit there and I used to think when they walk out, look at yous are weak. Like, you can't even give up cigarettes. Like, and that's what I used to think. It's horrible, but I used to think that. Like, I used to think, fucking, that's just weak. I'm on the Zin. I love them and barely smoke now. You know what? I told someone about Zin. I think maybe it was on the live the other day or something. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't on the live. Oi, Cyborg Boxing, you bloody legend. We should have a Chaos Crew meet up one day. How cool will that be? And yeah, look, that's definitely something that's being talked about. But there's also, you got to understand, right? There's a lot of people in the chat that have certain social anxieties and stuff like that, and would love to come but wouldn't be able to come because of that. And so we've got to put all that into play. And also, I think we talk about the Zoom, because you can have up to 200 people, 150 people. Oi, Gravity, a bloody legend. On the screen it goes, Lockdown 23 and 1. I watched that channel and that's how I found Biff. Oi, damn, that's crazy. Best movie described me. Catch me if you can. Oi, I respect that. Do you know what I mean? Just because I'm not in that life anymore doesn't mean I don't respect anyone that has to hustle to feed their family or has to hustle to stay alive. I understand the hustle. I've done it for fucking over 20 years. So I understand it completely and I respect it. I actually respect it. And I've got a respect that would blow people's mind, right? So I have a respect for any type of hustle, working ladies. I have a respect for them because I think, you're taking the most risk and putting your life at danger every time you do what you do to get money to live. And at the end of the day, it's the oldest hustle in the world. And I respect every hustle. I understand it. And, I don't detest crime. I don't get me wrong, right? I detest fucking all this bullshit, but I understand why people do their hustles. Don't get me wrong. I hate this fucking aggravated burglary problem we've got in Australia right now. You know, these young kids think it's okay just to kick down some random's door and fucking bash them and take their keys and steal both their cars and stab them and shoot them. And bro, if that shit was going on when we were still on the street, I'm telling you, mate, it would be such a yeah, it would be horrible. Good night, Mick. Barouche. My great grandmother was that Tilly Divine, bros. Bullshit, bro. Oi, legit. No way. Courtney says, Amen. Sally Ann Huckstep was a brave lady. I felt sorry for that poor lady. Look, if I'm honest, I probably still fucking have this fucking place in my heart for Sally. She didn't understand the world she was getting herself involved in, and I mean, it was ultimately always going to end that way, unfortunately, for Sally Ann Huckstep. And it's just brutal. Do you know what I mean? And the piece of shit that did it, um, yeah, no comment. Actually, left it there. No, I believe you, bro. I believe you 100%. Boy, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I heard this. I heard that a lot of the divines. Now you might be able to say. Now I've done prison time with a lot of people that came from Tasmania, and so all of them said the same thing, that a lot of the people from Tilly Divine now live in Tasmania and like are pretty big in the Tasmanian prison system, like pretty big family and that. Oi, good luck, Gracie. Sally was a sad story. Best don't go there, chaos. Nah, yeah, oi, that's why I veered straight off it. Do you know what I mean? Oi, Ebony and Troy's here. But thank you, legend. Straight on the screen. Welcome in. Well, all right then. Not even a comment. Proper legend. Oh yeah, like that shit goes fucking deep and is still going. Like you better believe. Like look at it. Look, I'll use one thing as an example. Roger Rogerson. Like look, that guy was still taking out drug dealers when he couldn't even walk in his 70s. Do you know what I mean? They're dangerous bunch of people. 100%. Yeah, that shit definitely wouldn't have gone back on. 100%. Booze, NT. Yeah, it was a big fan, but yeah, I remember my uncle Sid Divine, but yeah, I think you're right, bro. We have to get you a house, Chaos. No, I've got my own joint. I do have my own joint, but like I plan on, I hopefully plan on buying a house next year. But before I do that, I want to travel. Before I do that, I want to get out and explore the big world. I want to explore my own beautiful country first. I want to go to the states that I haven't been. I want to go to the places that I haven't seen in Australia. I'm in a position now that I can do that, and I've never been in a position since I've been an adult that I can do that. I've always been on some kind of conditions that enables me. Um, enables me. It fucking stops me from being able to get a passport or leave the country, like leave the state, let alone leave the country. I feel like I've been landlocked for 20 something years on parole, on bail, on some kind of fucking community like corrections order. Like, yeah, and now I'm free and I don't have, the only thing that's holding me back is, obviously some countries aren't going to let me in because I have fucking some pretty crazy crimes in my past. I've got a few gun charges. I've got a lot of serious assaults. I've got about, I don't know, I think it's 14 assault polices. I've got done some crazy things. Come meet us all, Biff. Oi, so that's the plan, right? That is the absolute plan. I plan on going to like areas, and I hope that that's exactly what I hope. I hope that I can meet all of you guys along the way, and gravity hits hard, absolutely. So I'm definitely going to be heading up to Sydney. There's so many places I want to go there. I want to go to certain towns. I don't want to say too much because I really feel like people copy me sometimes, and they'll remain nameless. But anyway, I have a lot of places there in the west of Sydney that I would like to go to as well. And yeah, I just hope that I can meet all of you legends along the way. I think that's part of my plan, is to be able to, you know, um, be able to be out and about and be able to meet you guys in your own area. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. So remember, I said if you guys weren't here at the start of the live, which was almost 2 hours ago now, I said that after this weekend, I'm going to do some filming in my own state, and then I'm nicking off. I'm taking my dog. I'm taking my dog and my car, and we're going to travel Australia. Biff, North Queensland, go to Daintree. It's a long drive, but when you get there, the Cape trip is worthwhile. You know what? I'd love nothing more than to go to places like that as well. I want to visit. Like Townsville and what's it called? Yeah, I want to go to. I want to go everywhere. There's a lot of places in Queensland that I haven't. I mean, in Australia that I haven't been. If I look up to you like I did Steve Warhol, I'm not a cricketer. Oh, you're a legend, brother. Boosh. Don't leave Oz. Oi, don't worry. Don't worry. It doesn't matter where I go. I will always take you legends with me, yeah? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I am in the world, where I am in the country. We're always having our lives. We're always having our premieres. Nothing will change. Like as far as our community, me traveling will not change our community. As a matter of fact, I wasn't going to say something, but I told you guys that I have to go to hospital on Thursday, and I kind of like my neurologist wanted me to go then. And I kind of like said, look, if I'm not dying, just let me do what I've got to do first. I've got to, go do some stuff. And, and they kind of bargained with me and said, all right, you got to come in on Thursday. And I was like, because I just hate staying in hospitals, and I might have to stay there for 1 or 2 days. So just let you know now. But like I said, wherever I go, you guys go. So like if it's a live night and I'm in hospital, doesn't matter. I'm still going live. I don't care. Like if someone's sitting beside me, I'm just going to say, excuse me. I'm just going to, it's going to sound like I'm talking on the phone here for a couple of hours, but I'm going to be talking to my community. They'll be worried sick because I'm in hospital. No, look, I'm okay. But I had some tests done, as you guys know, last week, and some of them come back, which were a little bit alarming to my doctors. And then, as you guys know, I'm still unmedicated for my MS. And so I've literally put my hand up and said, like, look, put me back on my old medication until you start me on my new medication. I can't be not medicated for it anymore. And so excuse me, that will be the reason I stay, because that medication in particular, it can cause what's it called, like heart, it can cause like something to do with your heart, right? And so you have to stay in hospital for 24 to 48 hours when they give it to you for first arrhythmia. It can cause really like serious arrhythmia in your heart, because it's pretty serious drugs. Like they are basically like chemotherapy in a pill, to be honest. Like it's pretty fucking brutal, but it helps. So I need to be put back on it. If you're into fishing, Stanage Bay's on the way. I'm just off Rocky, and it's bloody great spot. Oi, I want to go to Rockhampton too. Oi, that's somewhere that in my eyes, like, I had one of my good mates was from Rockhampton as well, and yeah, I want to go to Rockhampton. Angina, that's right. It can cause an angina attack. That's right, angina. And so, like, yeah. Nah, look, I'm all right. I'm a tough old bastard. Don't worry about that. But yeah, just so you know, that will be the only reason I'm staying. One of my tests did come back like a little bit high, but it's something that can be managed, otherwise. That's it, legends. We've got 111 people in here. It's no coincidence that that's almost 11:11. So, guys, if you guys are enjoying the live, please, if you could smash that like button, that'd be absolutely appreciated. Can I take Doggy with you to the hospital? No, I can't. So, but my son will look after him while I'm in hospital. I see a Brett. I thought I was relaxed, measured blood pressure. I was 242. What the fuck? Oi, when? Like now? That's crazy. Thank you, Shawnee. Don't make them like they used to. 11:11 is your birthday? No way. Oi, I see the time 11:11 every day. I literally looked at it before. I just didn't say it. Like, I see it every day. Every day. Every single day. Did you know this? That also that was also one of the last consecutive, if you're into numerology, right? So the 11th of the 11th, 2011 was the second last consecutive dates that were like that. Because then obviously next year you had the 12th of the 12th, 2012. And then obviously we're not able to do that for another 100 years. So crazy. I was in prison when that happened, and I remember when it happened, I was like, "This is a magical day for some reason." But someone's probably going to die today. I don't know. Do it from hospital. Oi, Biff, heaps of hauntings and crime in Rocky. Yeah, I'll say this to you guys, right? So many people have been asking about, I've been showing my ghost hunting equipment a lot. And I also say this: if you guys want any ghost hunting equipment, go to this place, right? Spirit Tech. And I'm telling you, these guys, a matter of fact, if you go there, go to the website, and you tell them that Biff sent you, they will look after you, I promise you. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm meeting up with the owner of Spirit Tech. And so he actually said to me yesterday, bless his cotton socks. I said, I'll meet up with you. He said, I want to show you some of our new devices. And he said, we'll hook you up. I said, yep, no worries. I'll come and I'll buy a bit off you. He said, no. He said, your money's not welcome here, mate. He goes, you've brought so much like customers to us. Like it's the least we can do for you. What an absolute legend. Knew I was low on all the ghost hunting equipment and knew that I was going to get back into it for you legends because you've all been asking. It's also the same kind of numbers, 911. Like people see that a lot as well. You're on the right path seeing 1111. I believe it too. So I've got my own beliefs with 1111. I don't know if you guys know, I researched the shit out of it. We all have a part of our DNA, which that exact part of our DNA, which we all have, is called the 1111 gene. And so this is a gene that we all have. And so I believe, anyway, without going into that craziness, I believe that when I see, it's an awareness thing, right? But it's also there to let you know, like Shani said, that you're on the right path. People believe their angel numbers, this and that. I believe that all of them are quite possibly true. Yeah. Biff, when we buying Trackhawks, I promise you, the next vehicle I buy will be a Trackhawk. I love my Jeep Grand Cherokees, and I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you how much I want a Jeep Grand Cherokee that does monos. For me, like that just brings the ultimate fucking young man out in me and makes me just, you know, when you were little and you just wanted to mono your bike everywhere, and then when you got your first motorbike, you just wanted to fucking mono your motorbike everywhere. I couldn't imagine anything better in life than being able to mono your car everywhere. It'd be fucking great. Oi, thank you, Sanzi. I'll definitely take care of myself. I see 444 a lot. Yep. Same kind of numbers. 11 is a master number. It means intuition and insight. Well, there you go. Biff Mobile. Yeah. So you guys remember back when I was buying a car, right? This was my plan. I said this week I'm buying a new car and I'm buying a new Harley. And everyone's like, bro, don't spend all your money. I'm like, listen, I've saved this and like I'm actually able to do this, so I'm gonna do it. But then like it freaks my family out when I buy a Harley because they automatically just think I'm going to join a bike club again and fucking become a nuisance. And that couldn't be any further from the truth. If anyone's ever owned a motorcycle of any kind, you can't even explain the freeness you experience on a motorcycle to anyone that hasn't ridden a motorcycle. Like, that's why I love motorcycles. Why I've loved motorcycles. I've ridden motorcycles since I was a little kid, and I love them. And so, but yeah, I decided against buying a Harley Davidson, and I'm glad I did now, because now I've got money put away. I can travel. Do you know what I mean? There's places I want to go. There's nothing stopping me anymore. So I'm just going. Do you know what it was? I swear to God, it was that live last week where everyone was like saying, come to Adelaide, come to Adelaide. And I was like, oi, no shit. In my mind, I swear to God, that week, I'd been like researching Adelaide crime, yeah? And because in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to go to fucking Adelaide, bro. And then Gunny said, fucking, oi, if you go to fucking South Australia, come over and fucking see me when you fucking come over to Western Australia. And I was like, bro, that's exactly what I would have done. And then everyone in the chat was like, do that. And I said it then. I was like, oi, I'm doing it. I don't think everyone knew how serious I was when I said I was going to do it then. I swear to God, guys, I'm going to Melbourne tomorrow, and I'm going to do some filming in Melbourne. I feel like I've got an eyelash in my eye and I hate it. I'll show you a trick that my nan showed me. She said, pull your top eyelash over your bottom one and then go north, south, east, west, north, south, east, west with your eye. Bang, works every time. Love you, nan. What was the last bike I had? Well, the last bike I had wasn't even a Harley, so it was a 2015. This was in 2018. I bought it when I got out of prison, and I realised I was very quickly going to hurt myself. I bought a 2015 CBR 600 RR, so a really fast bike, and I learnt very quickly that I can't have a bike that does 280 kilometres very easy, because I just want to do 280 kilometres very easy. So I sold that. But the last Harley I owned, like with the club, blah, 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 was my favourite bike. It's still today like the favourite bike I've ever owned, which was a 1996 Softail, the first of the fuel injection model. And yeah, it had a bit of top end work, bit of bottom end work, was pretty lumpy, sat pretty low, lowered it. Yeah, it was tough. I loved it. My nan watches over me too. Oh, he's super fast bike, bro. Do you know what? I didn't even. I've owned road bikes before, yeah, like fucking rice burners, but like obviously my choice of bike is a Harley, yeah. But don't get me wrong, I can mono a Harley too. I used to make people go, "What the fuck? This dude's monoing a Softail up the road." Anyway, but yeah, that was a different kind of quick. Like I'm talking like you're doing 200 Ks in third gear, no problem. Not even a problem. 200 Ks in third gear. Yeah. And if I'm correct, my speedo ran out at 280, and it had a digital, then it had a digital so it had a fucking old school fucking but that was digital too, but it had like an old school fucking what's a doogie, and then it had a digital one as well that read the numbers out, but the one that read the numbers out still told you the speed you were going. But I'm telling you, when you're going that fast, it's just dumb. It's so dumb. You're going that fast, right? So you've got to think of this. When you're doing 280 kilometers on a bike, you are going literally twice as fast, 3 times as fast as the fastest car on that road, right? So even if you're on a road that's got no cars on it, and this is how people die. Even if you're on a car with no road, if you're on a car with no, if you're on a road with no cars on it, and you can see, if you're on a flat road, you can see for miles. But when you're doing 200 plus Ks an hour, shit comes very fucking quickly. So all it takes is to go through a T intersection that you're literally doing like things look like a fucking just a buzz, like a fuzz. And yeah, I'm stupid like that, and that's why I always used to hurt myself and was always in hospital, and because I just do dumb shit because I like to be fucking. I hate the word adrenaline junkie because I hate the word junkie that's attached to it. But I mean, yeah, I am. I was always most definitely searching for that adrenaline rush. That's for sure, and quite often found them in bikes and vehicles. Yeah. Put it this way, right? Every time one of my mates would buy a bike, like a new road, like a Jap bike, I would say, "Oi, can I have a ride?" And I promise you that would be the last time they would ever let me ride their bike again, I swear. I love Phillip Island. Oi, I love Phillip Island too. Biff, you should see what I can do with my eye. So if you guys didn't know, so Anthony Holland 2.0, right? I met Anthony on TikTok. He's a TikToker. He's been to prison himself, turned his life around, blah, blah, blah. He's a single dad, but he's also got a glass eye, yeah? And so while he was on live and talking to us, he's just fucking ripped his eye out and that. And Jess was sitting there and she's like, JJ goes, "Whoa, what the fuck?" She's like, "I did not expect that." And I think what got her was she expected it to be a round eye, but what people don't realize is they're actually like kind of flat. You still on the cordials, Biff? You betcha. The ice is almost melted now, but look, I've been on live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I couldn't hide it. There'd be no hiding it. Do you know what I mean? I just couldn't hide it. I get too excited. Addiction junkies would steal from their own mums. Addiction brings out the worst in people. Look, I've seen it all. I've seen things. I don't want to say who. I'm just going to say family members. Yeah. So I seen a family member. Right. This is how bad it was when we were younger. So I remember a family member getting like about $1,200 worth of fishing equipment for their boat on that same day, which was Father's Day. All of that was stolen, and then that was taken to. Now, this wasn't me. I mean it when I say this was a family member. I would never ever. I've never stolen off my family, and I would never do that. I never even used to break into people's houses. I had rules. And yeah, that's how bad it was. I've seen addiction at its worst. I promise you, at a very young age too. So I was around. I was around. When a lot of people might not remember this, but anyone will remember it when I say this. The heroin epidemic was very bad in 1997. I'll tell you how bad it was. So in one club in Melbourne, in one club in Melbourne in one night, there was 37 heroin overdoses just in this club, right? Now, the heroin toll at the time was higher than the road toll and it was higher than all the tolls that they have all put together. People dying of heart attacks, people dying of cancer. Um, the heroin epidemic in 1997 was real. And I promise you, I seen it. I lived in Cranbourne at the time, and I was young, and we used to use public transport, and we used to fucking go through Springvale all the time, a million times because shit always used to happen in Springvale. the train would get stopped in Springvale. So next thing you know, you're kicking around Springvale, and it was fucking crazy. But I remember when Dandenong Main Street was just as bad as Springvale. I remember you could not walk from the train station to the Pinnies and where Zone 3 was, the laser tag in Dandenong. You could not walk from Dandenong Station to the Pinnies in fucking Dandenong without getting asked if you're chasing. That was the thing. People would just walk past you and go, "You chasing? You chasing?" I remember when I was younger, I thought people were asking me if my name was Jason. And I automatically just said, "Nah, bro, I'm Leif." Like, and they'd look at me like, "Stupid, what?" They like, "Are you chasing?" I'm like, "No, bro, I'm not." But I actually thought they were asking me if that was my name. But obviously I was still saying no to drugs and I didn't even know. That's how bad it was. Like, I swear, like, I can't even tell you the amount of my mates. We all used to rollerblade and skateboard at the time, right? So we all used to go to Dandenong Shopping Centre a lot. Like, I reckon I was one of 3 of our mates that was not rolled for our shit. Like, literally shoes taken off your feet, jeans taken off you, literally walking home in your fucking jocks, getting rolled in Dandenong. Dandenong was bad. Oh, bullshit, Calder. Hectic. Oh, 100% it was bad back in the day. But it was the same in Sydney too, like Cabramatta, Parramatta. Excuse me. That was all bad. Has anyone seen my PC? Do you want to see how cool my PC is? Ready? Look. See that? That's Jax. That's Jax from Sons of Anarchy in jail. That's my water-cooled PC. Yeah. I'll keep a clean shop, don't worry. Got a bit of OCD, me. No worries. Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad. You're obviously not from Dandenong. You don't say it right. Dandenong? What do you mean? Oh, Dandy. Am I not saying Dandy? Nah, look, I have lived in Dandenong, but like just stayed with someone in Dandenong. I've never had my own house in Dandenong. I stayed in Doveton too, but yeah, I've never lived there. Love your man cave, true. Look at this one. Yeah. It's the studio. That bad in Frankston that they used to play classical fucking music. Oh my God, I remember that, bro. Oi, if anyone can remember that too. So it was that bad, right? The Frankston fucking council started playing classical music loud in the speakers all around the main street and shopping centres of fucking Frankston. So no, they thought that the music was going to stop people from fucking coming there. I promise you, there could have been soldiers with fucking assault rifles. You were never going to stop a heroin junkie from getting their fix on that day. I promise you. They would have dug a fucking tunnel underneath the fucking soldiers with rifles. I'm telling you. The shit that I used to see people do just to get that day would be like, wow. Oh, the goey. Oi, wait. Is Jizzo in this chat? Someone just said, Antonio said, Jizzo, I have. Oh, are you talking about Jizzo the rapper, the grapher? Hey Biff, do you do NA? Nah, listen. Look, not for me. Not for me. But like, not to say that it doesn't. I've seen great results from people that do NA and AA and GA. I've seen great results from that, but like it just doesn't work for me. Like if I've got a problem, all due respect, God's not going to fix it for me. Yeah, I need to fix it, and I don't mean any disrespect to religion. Watch something fall off the wall now. I said religion, but like, yeah, Jizzo is a legend. Or you know this? Oi, his last name is Hughes. So Jizzo's a Hughes. His name is Justin Hughes. Swear to God. Um, so, right, I'll tell you guys a bit of a heads up, yeah? So remember my Melbourne documentary I was filming, right? So, so Jizzo was going to be a part of that, yeah? One of my mates actually lives with Jizzo, but my mate's been sent back to jail, and I've been trying to get onto Jizzo. It is so hard. Obviously, he's got so many accounts because he was a pretty big name in the graphing and the Aussie rap. And if you know, you know, you know. Phone died in the middle of the live. Oh no! Jizzo is a alleged rock spider. Look, I haven't heard anything like that, and I can promise you, I can assure you right now that if that was the case, that the mate of mine who Jizzo is living with would not matter who that person is, would get pressed. Like, motherfucker, you need to produce paperwork to make this not, I promise you, they would not be living together. Like, he's crazy, my mate. And he's Eritrean. He's African, right? So he's from Eritrea. That's how they say it. We say it Eritrea, but they say Eritrea. Eritrean. He's 100% on the stuff though. Look, I'm well in the know there, Hexy, 100%. But yeah, here's the thing about social media, right? Here's how easy it is, yeah? You've seen it. People come on here, right? So the first thing the trolls say to someone like me when they fucking know that I'm from the genre of doing fucking prison and crime content, rah, 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 and they know that you've done prison time, the first thing they're going to say are words to you that they know offend you, yeah? That's just a fact. And but the thing with social media is it's so easy and people take word as gospel, yeah? See, I'm old school, right? I need to see black and white before I know that something is fact because it's so easy. I've seen so many people get taken out in jail, prison, because someone has said that, listen, this dude is a fucking dog or this dude is a rock spider. I promise you I've seen the paperwork, yeah? And then that dude will get taken out. And then, like, a lot of the times the people refuse to go. They're like, I'm not fucking going. I haven't done nothing wrong. And, as it turns out, that when the paperwork comes, it's not true. It's so easy for people to say, and especially on social media, this person's a dog, this person's a rat, you know. You should be proud of your pullover with the cop yesterday. Good work. Or you know what, Shawnee? I actually had such a feeling of gratification after that, Like I said in the video, it's been very few and far between times that I have been pulled over by the police and been able to leave. Like I actually sat there like last night, tried to think of a time in the last 15, 20 years that I've been pulled over and haven't been fucking grabbed like for warrants or rah, rah, rah. One day they dead set got me right. I just came and I wasn't allowed within 3 kilometres of the Benalla post office. That was part of my bail conditions. Now, if anyone knows Benalla, yeah, you can come from Mansfield the other way instead of going on the Hume Highway, yeah. And so I'm coming from Mansfield, and I had to get to Corowa, so I had to fucking turn off, and which I checked on fucking Google before I left is fucking more than 3 kilometers away. That turn off, right? How's this? This is how they breached my bail. I swear to God. As I'm turning, the cops see me turn, right? And so, like, they're straight on my ass, fucking with the fucking blue and reds. I pull over, and then bang, this mysterious fucking urine container with weed in it shows up under the seat of my car when they're searching my car. I swear on my fucking eyeballs, may I lose them tomorrow. I had never seen that before in my fucking life. And so that was enough for them to say, that's a breach of bail right there. But then when he comes back, mind you, they stripped me naked on the side of the Hume Highway at the back of my car. Swear to God, stripped me naked, squat and cough, everything like that. Right on the side of the Hume, yeah? How they actually breached my bail is they measured where they pulled me over, right? And as it worked out, I don't know if you guys know, but when you put the Hume Highway goes like that around Benalla on the outside of it, but it dips in, right? Where they fucking pulled me over was less than 3 kilometers away from the Benalla post office, right? And I'm like, you motherfuckers, like I am, you seen me come from fucking Mansfield Road, and you know damn well that I did not fucking go into Benalla. Like, this is a fucking joke. And yeah, they breached my bail and locked me up over literally sitting there and fucking using whatever device they fucking used. And I was like 2.4 kilometers away from the fucking Benalla post office. And they were like, nah, mate, this isn't a game. Like, you are breaching your bail right now. And I'm like, I wouldn't have been, but you fucking stopped me here. I'm on the highway. I'm not stopping. Like, you stopped me here. How is this my fault? Breach of bail. So where the turn-off is, it's not a breach of bail. But when you go up a little bit more and it fucking dips in, breach of bail. Less than 3 kilometres from the post office. Watched last night's live Biff and saw my littles visit you in the corners between the bear posters. Do you know what? Something crazy happened on last night's live too. So also, this drone refuses to stay up on my wall. You can actually see there where the drone has ripped plaster off the wall. The drone has ripped plaster off the wall, and a bit late. Thank you guys. Not chasing followers. I love Biff and you guys. I'm still working out how to use socials. Nah, oi, brother, you're all good. You don't have to, bro. You don't ever have to apologize to me or anyone in this chat, bro. You're not doing nothing wrong. No one thinks that, bro. 100%. We all respect what you're doing. You're doing the exact same as what I did. Everyone starts somewhere, bro. And like I said, just continue doing, like I said to you last night in your live, brother, I said, the best and easy thing to do on social media is to talk about what you know. And unfortunately, people like ourselves, brother, we know about prison and crime, and people like us not only there's a bonus. There's a bonus that comes with that after you leave that life, bro. And it is this. You have the ability to tell people what happens when they fucking follow in your footsteps, right? It's a little bonus. It's a little bonus that comes at the end of leaving that life. And it is the ability to be able to tell people, please don't follow in my footsteps. Like, literally spent fucking 14 years of my adult life in prison. But fuck that. I spent 14 years of my children's lives in prison. All of my children were around when I done my big one. 9 years, right? So this is the age of my children when I got locked up and started my 9 years, right? Ryder was almost 3. Bailey was 5. And Blade was 7, yeah? So that was the ages of my children when I started my 9 years. So quite literally, I spent more than 3/4 of all of my children's lives in prison. I'm not sitting here bragging about it because I'm about to tell you the reality. I am a fuck wit. Do you know what I mean? Doing all that jail time, trying to prove how tough I was to a bunch of fucking wallies in prison who fucking, like, really? Why did I have to prove myself to them? I needed to prove myself to my boys. My boys wanted to grow up and be like their dad. Why didn't I fucking do that? I am the most honest person you will ever fucking meet. And you will never ever see me here saying fucking, oh yeah, I've done 14 years. I'm a fucking shit cunt, this and that, you know? Like, not me. I've done that much time. I'm a fuckhead, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no other word for it. You do that amount of prison time, you're a fucking idiot. Oi, Shawnee, 100%. You know what? That's something else I am proud of. And if you guys missed last night's live, so I got custody of all of my children. I'd been out of prison. I was on parole. I'd been out of prison for 3 weeks. I said that whole time, I am getting custody of my boys when I get out. And I swear, got them one by one. Within 3 weeks, I had all of my children living with me after doing fucking that amount of time. One of my children was under an order because their mother was being a dipshit at the time, and I was in prison for a long time, right? And so he was under a fucking DHS order and was not allowed to go back to his mother's house, right? I was not on that order. My name's not mentioned in none of that bullshit. I'm a fucking good dad, right? When I'm at home, I'm a good dad, yeah? But at that time, I was in prison, so I can't say I'm a good dad, right? So, but I'm telling you, when I'm at home, I'm the best fucking dad there is. And so my son was getting in trouble, yeah? They had taken him off his mum and said that I couldn't have him, right? And I was like, oh, you are tripping. There is no orders fucking saying I can't come and get my son. It just said that my son had to stay in Victoria. This is exactly what I did, right? I rang my son. He was living in Wodonga at the time. I said, listen, I will pay for your taxi. Get to the fucking Albury airport right now, and I will get you to Queensland. And so that's exactly what I did. I had to sign the fucking under 16 child unaccompanied with an adult form. Rah, rah, rah. Flew my son from a smaller airport from Albury straight to Queensland. And then I've got fucking DHS on the phone to me saying, you've broke the order. I said, listen, dipshits, what fucking order are you talking about? And they're like, the order that says that Bailey has to stay in Victoria. I said, oh, that's funny. My name's not mentioned in that order because when that order was created, I was in fucking prison. So when I got out, I said, that's my son. If I want to take my son to Timbuktu, guess what? I'm going to come and grab him and take him to Timbuktu, and there's nothing that you mofos can do about it. And so they argued the point, said I'm breaking the law. I said I'm actually not. I got legal advice beforehand because I'm not mentioned in that report whatsoever, other than being the father of those children. And my name's not mentioned anything other than being the father of the children. And so, yeah, they said they were in my life for 2 weeks. Yeah, they said we need to do two unannounced visits to your house, and if you can prove to us that there's no drugs here and rah rah rah. Obviously, at the time, I was still a bike club member. Yeah, so they just thought that my house was going to be full of fucking club members and fucking drugs and stripper poles and God knows what they thought. But I was actually on non-association. I couldn't even go to the clubhouse if I wanted to. Couldn't even associate with the brothers if I wanted to. They send me straight back to fucking jail. And 2 weeks they come around. They said we need to do two fucking unannounced visits. They come around and done one unannounced visit, and said they were coming around for the second one. Didn't even end up showing, and said, "No worries, mate. We're out of here." And then that was it. And then I literally had custody of my children. I still have Ryder now. He just turned 18, but like all of my children until they were old enough. Like my older two boys have children of their own now, so I am a grandfather, and so obviously they have their own houses. But I had custody of my children. So Ryder was 9 at the time. Bailey was 13 and Blade was 15 at the time. And so Blade had also, a lot of you people already know this, but Blade, my son, and his girlfriend had a baby at 15. So she fell pregnant at 14, had a baby at 15. Crazy, I know. Craziest phone call I've ever had in jail, I swear to God. My son, he's like, "Dad, guess what?" I knew. Don't even know how that come to my brain that he said that, because they were only 14 at the time. He goes, "Dad, you're going to be a granddad." And I was only 34 at the time. When my granddaughter was born, I was 35. I'm like, "Mate, I've just broken some fucking world record for sure. 35-year-old fucking grandparent. Became a grandparent at the age of 34. Crazy. That was crazy, man. I'm telling you, I'm like, "What do you mean, mate?" I go, "You're literally in high school. Like, you're little kids. Like, kids having kids is crazy." But I'll tell you something. My hat goes off to my son, because every single person doubted him just because of his last name, my last name. And I'm telling you now, he proved every single one of them wrong. He'd done the exact opposite of what everyone thought he was going to do. And he stopped hanging around with all his mates. His ex, which is his ex now, would go out on weekends and he would just stay at home. He would stay at home every weekend. And then when they broke up, he would literally have his daughter every weekend. They were young and fucking she wanted to go out. She was like, at this time, I think they broke up when my granddaughter was 2. So, they would have been 16, 17 at the time. And she just wanted to go out and party. And so my son just stayed at home, just done the stay-at-home dad thing. And my hat literally went off to him. He literally stopped his whole life and became just the best dad ever. Was about to say that before the hat goes off to you. Thank you. I'm telling you, it's crazy being a grandparent. So I've actually got two granddaughters. I've got 2 granddaughters, and I'm actually, believe it or not, so we just found out that my son is expecting a son. So, I'm going to be a grandfather to. It's going to be my first grandson. I have 2 granddaughters. God, do you know what? It's crazy because other than my children, other than my sister and my auntie, and I have 2 female cousins, that's all the only Hugheses in my family that are females. So other than my children having females, that's really something that doesn't happen. Hugheses have boys. I don't know. And then I had 3 boys, and then obviously my last was not a boy. Got to be very careful in what I say about that because of, anyway. My missus got 38 grandkids and great grandkids. Damn, bro. But that's hectic. That's something to be proud of, though. That's mad. I hope that's me one day. I really hope that's me one day. And I tell my kids all the time, I said, I do this and work so hard. I want to leave an empire for my family. I don't want to leave something. I want to leave an empire. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. You're not shooting blanks. Nah. Look, I'm telling you, like it almost felt like back in the day. And then also, you guys know that I did have another son that passed away as well. And so, I have 4 boys before I had a girl. And, that's generally the way it goes. My dad's got 8 brothers. Like, fucking, it's a big, big male dominated family. 8 brothers and 1 sister. No shit. Yeah. And the sister, like, was born second last too. I had a brain aneurysm at 32, bleeding on the brain, 24 hours, 8-hour surgery. Damn. Fuck. All good now, but that's crazy. My mum always wanted a daughter. She had 4 boys and 1 girl. Oi, that's exactly like me. Like, but I'm glad. I am so glad that, that she has 4. Like my youngest, when my daughter was born, my youngest was, I can't even, I've got to be careful. Well, I'm off to bed. Have a good night. Cheers. Yeah, no worries, legend. I'll be jumping off in 13 minutes anyway, legends. We've smashed out a 3-hour live tonight. Absolute banged it out. Another beautiful live. How good's the live when it shows the whole studio? I love it. It's awesome. Do you know that's one of the rarest pair of Nikes you can get? Right there. That's why they're up there. Look at these bad boys. Fucking mirrored screen gets me every time. All right. So when you put these on, right? When you put these on, you go like this. Bang, and you hear a click. Listen. And then that tightens. See this? So you pull it until it, and then when you go bang, pull it hard, it clicks it in. Then you pull that, hear that click, and that releases it. So they didn't release many of these, but I managed to get myself a pair. I actually I was a dickhead, used to collect shoes, but there's some that I didn't get rid of. Fucking mirrored screen got me again. And this is just a fucking, oh look, there's one of my fucking spirit balls in there. This is just a retro pair of fucking Reeboks. I like them because they're like the Dunlop K22 shapes. So yeah, I kept them as well. Yeah, just want to do a tour of the studio. Let's do a tour of the studio before I jump off. Right, hang on. Right, hang on. I thought I actually untangled that before. Give me a moment. Gonna have to just do a fucking doofalwaki here. All right, through there. In you go. Up you go. That's it. Good boy. In you go. Out you go. Bit of fucking connection dramas here. We got it. Fucking kicking goals here. Fucking that worked. A fucking pisser. All right, let's go. All right. Here's me little fucking dudes collections. But like, I've got more over here. I'll show you them in a sec. But here's me little dudes collections. Here's me little dudes. So we've got these little dudes too. Hello, fucking hello. Anyway. That's me fucking, that's a wall that no one gets to see. That's me serial killer painting. That's me painting that was given to my mum by Ange Goosis. If you don't know who Ange Goosis is, you maybe Google it. This is my new art that I collect. This fucking graffiti bear stuff. And That's me fucking psychopath sign. That's me go the fuck away sign. That's me do not lick the wall sign. I mean, it's self-explanatory. That's me Lost Americana tour from when I went to the MGK concert a fucking month ago. That's another wall. That's another wall. That's one of my PCs. That's my other PC. Yep, they both work. Whooshka. That's my back wall. As you guys know, the back wall used to be different. I used to have ghost skulls on there, like with that same stuff, whatever you fucking call that, vinyl wraps. And yeah, they kept fucking falling down, so I got that. What else we got going on in here? Got some fucking ghost hunting stuff here, Pokemon cards. Got these fucking little Duvalakis that I was collecting for a bit. Got some more ghost hunting stuff for all of you guys that want to get into ghost hunting, like ghost hunting, want to try ghost hunting, want to know if ghosts are real or not. Go to this place. It is the biggest producer of paranormal equipment in Australia. I know the owner personally. If you tell them that Biff sent you, they will look after you. He's my favourite, this guy. That's my favourite. That's my favourite. So yeah, pretty that's my studio. Obviously, yeah, there's me drone. Me drone's fucking propped up here on the speaker because it keeps falling off the wall. This is the drone that paid for itself fucking 100 times over. This is the drone that caused me fucking to worry. This is the drone that connected me to the Desi Freeman fucking saga. Like, here I am just doing videos on fucking Desi Freeman. Next thing you know, I'm next in the police station to be interviewed over fucking something that happened. Definitely, do you know what I mean? I just do things differently than other people. I don't see any other YouTubes going there doing that. I was like, that's what you got to do. Do you know what? I actually could not believe that no one else done that before me. I was like, the moment I got my license back, I swear to God, 2 days later, I was there. And then my drone crashed. Fucking bless his cotton socks, the Mini 2. Like, I don't even care what the media says. I'm a good drone pilot and I don't want it to start a fire, because there was fires at that Desi Freeman compound just weeks before. It's crazy. I've actually got photos. I've got photos of fire vehicles going into that compound 3 weeks before. Guys, check this out. Desi Freeman was shot on the fucking 30th of March, 29th or 30th. On the 5th of March, there was major bushfires 130 meters away from that compound's fucking perimeter. And the fucking fire brigade, or the state emergency, the ones that are in the fucking white four-wheel drives with the green and white stripes down them, green and yellow stripes sometimes, them guys. I've got photos of them guys going through that exact property when those fires were on. How long were you there for, Desi? Because I would imagine, now I'm just saying, not that I know how fucking fires work and this and that and I'm an expert at, but I would imagine, I'm just saying, that when the fireys get there and they realise, hang on, this isn't just containers, there's living equipment here. There might be people in this container. Let's go see if there's anyone in these containers. You can't tell me that didn't happen. You can't tell me that the fire was 130 meters away from their fucking perimeter line and there is living quarters there and they didn't go and see that there was people okay. Just saying. I'm just saying. Oi, no way, Hex. So, you know what, legends? I will have. Nah. Please don't use that PO box. Please don't use. No, guys. You don't. You guys can get parcel lockers for free. In Australia, we have parcel lockers for free. 24-hour parcel lockers. You can sign up and get your own postage address through whoever, and you can get your own postage address for free, and you can get parcels sent to them 100 times a week. It does not cost you nothing. If you want to get a PO box, yes, that costs you money, but you can get your own personal parcel locker address, and it's absolutely free for me and every single one of yous. Everyone in Australia, actually. Biff, have you made contact with our friend yet? No, so I must say that I haven't, but in all fairness, Lisa, I haven't. So after I read your last email, I have been flat out, and then I actually planned on doing it today, but then my son asked me if I could take him for a fucking drive halfway around the world. But I needed a new vacuum cleaner, so I was like, all right, 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll go buy a new vacuum cleaner, and yeah. Oh, how good's this though? This is like literally, I say it all the time. It's one of my favourite parts of the studio. It's the complaints department. Take a number. You know, if you take a number, it pulls the pin out of the hand grenade. That's a fake 3D printed hand grenade for all the police that are watching, trying their hardest to charge me with absolutely everything these days. Shout out to all you guys. But I promise you, that's my favourite. That's my favourite right there. Jax Teller in prison. Look at him. He's in prison. In his prison fucking uniform from Sons of Anarchy. Look, he's got his fucking Sons of Anarchy tattoo there and everything. Well, fucking Jax Teller inside there. Just chilling with the fucking water-cooled PC. But all right, legends, I will be jumping off in 2 minutes. So thank you for such an awesome night. I also have lots of these as well. I collect Harry Potter stuff. I've stopped collecting Harry Potter stuff, but I've got boxes and boxes of Harry Potter shit. Yeah, I've got so many. I've also got this shit. I've got every Harry Potter wand as well. Official Harry Potter wands. Tell me, this will see if you watch fucking Harry Potter or not. People call me Harry Pothead. I never understood it. Why do you think they say that? Whose wand is this? Oh, look at the awesome. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Oh, shit. I've got the here. So this is the letter of the authenticity, blah, 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 fucking thing. So that's what comes with it in the box. As you can see on the end, it's official fucking Harry Potter. If you know, you know. Someone's going to sit there and go, bro, those numbers mean nothing. Well, if you know, you know. Yes, Binksy, yes. Hey, before you sign off, Biff, congrats on your anniversary yesterday. Awesome work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yep, big day yesterday. It's a big milestone. Very proud of it. I can't believe what happened on that day. Like, I really feel like the police knew that. I don't know, man. Harry Potter. So look, it says that on that end too. Different on that end. But if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I don't tell. And just so you can see, trademark Warner Brothers Entertainment. Made in China though. I've never noticed that. I'm now questioning the authenticity of this. Anyway, got wands. But you just look at me, people take one look at me and they're like, Bo, I also collect yowies. Do you know what I mean? I'm a fucking weirdo. I just like, do you know what? I don't even care. I do not care. If I want to collect something, I'm going to collect it. Like the day, do you know, see, I swear to God, I swear. So every single one of those little statues, every single one of those statues, every single one of the graffiti bear paintings, and also my whole bedroom is covered in graffiti bears too, and a bit of the lounge room. I swear to God, one night after a live, I remember during that live, and it was a frothy Friday, and so I remember during that live looking at my wall and going, you can do so much more with this, mate. And so me, a little bit free shades to the wind, went fucking art buying that day and went stupid. And then woke up the next day and went, oh, fuck. But then when it got here, I was like, fucking yes. And Ryder goes, I don't think he believed me. I swear, all the Scarface stuff as well, all of it. Fucking bought it all on the same day. And all of them, like, so the ones that I've got, I might even do some swaps, because if you have a look there, the ones they're framed, that's a framed, fucking hang on, fucking mirrored. They're framed, them fucking graffiti bear ones. They're some of my favourite ones, yeah. And they're the ones that I've got in my room. I'll tell you what. On the members only live, I'll give you a tour of my room. It's got lava. All right, legends. Scarface to Potter. Drew, 100%. Oi, you just reminded me of my Scarface collection I lost when I done my 9 years. My God, I had over $30,000 worth of Scarface stuff. Oi, I swear, every one of my Scarface pictures would not have been able to fit on these walls here. Every single wall, I had like 3 foot high Scarface statues, about 5 of them. I had, so many different, I had just collected everything. Fucking absolutely everything you can think of, like Scarface pens, Scarface fucking stubby holders, heaps of shit. I just had so much Scarface shit. And then when I got locked up, I had everything stacked into my club sport, right? So when I went on the run, I was in my club sport, and all I did was fill it full of my Scarface shit and just took off. And so when I left my club sport with all of my Scarface shit in it at this person's house, and I went and hired a car because we were red hot, and then I went back to Victoria in that hire car, and that's when I got locked up. And then I actually lost my club sport and all of my Scarface fucking shit same time. Never seen that club sport since. Never seen the Scarface shit since. So much shit. Anyway, legends, I am out of here. You get me going. I won't stop. All right, legends. Another awesome live. You guys are absolutely awesome. And as always, don't do drugs and crime. A, because they're bad. B, because they lead you down a bad path. And C, that bad path leads you to